Hello friends, this is Dr. Viraj Patel. I did my MBBS from BJ Medical College, Ahmedabad. I am a student of 2019 batch, so this was my first attempt of NEET PG and INI CET 2025. I secured a rank of All India rank of 25,060 in INI CET May 2025, and I secured a rank of 5,521 in NEET PG 2025, which was held in August, 3rd August. So many people had asked me how I took a jump from 25k to 5.5k. So honestly, in my opinion, NEET PG and INI CET are completely different levels, so we should not compare those two exams. We should focus on our studies, concepts and understandings, that and our mindset. That is the important thing for our preparation. So I think let's start with the video. So I think it's late to make such video, but better late than never. Like, many people approach me and I just replied to them on text, so I thought, okay, I should make a video and that would be more insightful. So here I am. So let's start. I think I have introduced myself and my MBBS journey, like being an average guy. I even had failures in my first year. Then there was COVID, and then was new curriculum for our 2019 batch, new exam patterns and all that. And I'm a guy who want to follow my hobbies like sports like cricket, volleyball and PC games and all that. But honestly, not everything is possible along with MBBS. We can try as much we can, like fitness and all this, which I tried my best to follow along with studies, and I even had a failure. And then there was COVID for our batch in 2019-20. There was COVID, so that also impacted our studies and all that. But let's leave that aside. So what was my study strategy during my MBBS years? So in first year, like, I will divide it in 3 phases. So first phase, it's like where we are not afraid too much, where we don't have that pressure, where we don't feel that much pressure regarding our exams, what we will do and all that. So with respect to that, I have divided the study strategy in 3 phases: phase 1, 2 and 3. So phase 2 is like where we have least pressure. Like, it's like first year, new beginnings, all hyped, immature. And I, like everyone, I read books which were standard books, like for anatomy, Vishram Singh and BDC, for physiology, Sambulingam, and somewhat Guyton for some topics at least. And then Vasudevan and Satyanarayan, those were the options. I read Satyanarayan for biochemistry. And there was all the dissection hall and lectures and all that. And for the second year, I bought Marrow, and I started building my concepts and all those concepts for like important concepts. Like first year and second year are very important. They make the foundation of your further studies. So from second year, I started my studies from Marrow along with standard books. Like for for pathology, I referred to Robbins and Ramdas. For pharmacology, KDT, and for microbiology, obviously Sapurba Shastri. That's the gold standard, I think. And along with Marrow and somewhat Q Bank, I was not consistent in my second year for the question bank, but later on I had a grip. Like, I did solve some MCQs here and there, not that serious because I was not taking that much pressure. The main goal for second year is concept building, understanding, and in the end university examinations, and get a grip of MCQs and make strong foundations. Standard books are necessary. I referred them, but I was not too thorough with those standard books. Like, being honest, I'll be honest with you guys. And then I had Marrow. I went through the videos, I studied the notes, I made my own notes and all that. And then there was university examinations. So for university examination, it was just important for me during that time, like focus on important things with the seniors gives and all that for the studies. But obviously I built concepts from Marrow and standard books, though not thorough, but I did went through that. And I suggest you get thorough with the concepts of first and second year in those years itself, because it will make the foundation and it will be very helpful for the further years and for your knowledge. And in third year, my goal was to complete 2 major subjects and all the third year subjects and 2 minor subjects. But at the end of the year, like from Marrow and from standard books somewhat. So I referred Opthel from AK Kurana, ENT from Tingra, PSM Park. I was thorough with PSM from Park and FMT Reddy along with Marrow. Marrow was there for me so that I could build concepts and I could understand things, like understand things more insightfully. Like the teachers in the teachers on the platform made things easier for me to understand. So I referred Marrow to along with standard books. Major main my main platform was Marrow for second, third, and final year. And for the third year, I went through. So I had attended DBMCI surgery classes. So I attended those, and I did my medicine from DAMS, different sirs. And medicine from DAMS is very good, to the point, great, to the point, and you can solve MCQs and you build concepts from that. And surgery from Marrow as well, obstetrics from Marrow and DAMS. Dr. Deepthi and Dr. Sakshi Arora both are great. So I went through both, and because those are major subjects that play a great role in your NEET PG examination and INI CET as well, they bear a great weightage, good weightage. And pediatrics from Marrow. So, and minor subjects, to be honest, I was weak. I could not complete thoroughly with the minor subjects. I just went through the important topics from the notes of Marrow for the minor subjects for university exam in the final year. And I referred to Bulur for medicine, SRB for surgery, DC Datta for OBGYN, Guy for pediatrics. But to be honest, my main platform was notes which I made, and certain things which I did not understand, I referred from the books and I went in depth from the books. And I advise you that you start taking GTs and MCQ practice from third year itself, third year and final year latest. But the more early you start, the better it is. I did not do that. I started my GTs in the final year, but I was demotivated looking at the scores and all that, and I did not have it in me to continuously give the GTs. So I advise you that you don't do that mistake and you start with your GTs as soon as possible. And MCQ practice is must. So in third year we have ward returns in universities, and third year is very like it's huge jump from 3 subjects, 4 subjects, and in final year you will have like 9 subjects in all goes. So it's like lengthy thing to do. So that was my journey from first year to final year MBBS. Then we go to phase 2. So in phase 2 during internship, like there are ups and downs, there are very irregularities, but I was done with major subjects. That was my great relief. I was weak in the first year, so I started focusing on the first year subjects. So first year subjects, MCQ practice and GTs. So main focus should be on MCQ practice, GTs. Better to start before, and PYQs first for the MCQs. So during the internship, I mainly focused on PYQs of the major subjects, and like my goal was initially I need to be thorough with the subjects which bear great weightage. So surgery, medicine, obstetric and gynecology, PSM, all those subjects I need to be thorough with. Then I went for some weaker topics like anatomy, some volatile topics, anatomy, microbiology, biochem. Those were the volatile things. So I went through those so I can have multiple revisions at the end of the year, and I can be thorough with this before exam. So, but in internship it's like journey of ups and downs. So you don't know when you have to go for emergency. You don't have a proper schedule, because with each posting you need to you have different schedule for each posting. So there is a lot of variation, but the main thing is you keep studying. With internship you should manage to study 3 to 4 hours at least, and on day off your goal should be minimum 8 hours initially, and later on you should go to 10 to 12 hours. And then it was like convocation, so it was a lot of time spent on convocation. I was in the OC, and I was a president of our doctor association at BJ Medical College. So I had some responsibilities, but I managed to study somewhat during that period, and but I gave a lot of time, and it was like 1 of studying very less. But after that, I bought I took a subscription of BTR in March, and that begins the final phase of my preparation. So in final phase, I bought the BTR subscription, and I in March. It was in March 2025. So it was like that was the main thing during that final phase. The key ingredient for that final phase is mindset and discipline. So mindset and discipline played a major role in my preparation during the final phase, because during the final phase my GT score was around 350, 380, and to the max 400. Like before I started, like during when I started the final phase, like in March, I was around 350s to 400. So that was not up to the mark and not what I wanted. So I made up my mind. I made up my mindset, which was very important. I clearly wrote that down, what I want to achieve, and what I will require to that. So I had a diary, and I kept a note of what I wanted to do. So I made up my mind, and I also had to give time to my body and mind. So for body, so my schedule for the last 3 months was like, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and I did workout like push-ups, pull-ups, so that my body gets heat up. And I did meditate for 10 minutes. I used the app called Calm, so that my mind is in proper sync with the body and focus is good. And then I had a bath, and I started with my studies. And I also kept a watch, small watch. uh, I'll I'll keep the link to that watch in the description. A small watch which had timer, stopwatch, and alarm, which I used to record time, the duration of hours which I studied. So I had that too with me. Just a moment. My goal was to study 10 to 12 hours per day. I could reach 10 hours daily. 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours I could reach initially, and later I increased. So this was my schedule, and I woke up at 4:30, did exercise and yoga, meditate, and started with my studies. First session started around 5:15. It ended at 5:30, and it ended around 9 to 9:30. I had my some breakfast, good dry fruits, nuts, milk. That was my breakfast. And then there was second session of my study, which lasted up to 1 p.m. And then I had lunch. I had 1 to 1.5 hour of sleep after that. Then I again started. Then after I started, it lasted till around 5 1 2:30 to 6, 2:30 to 6. That was my third session. And after that, I had a mind refreshing session of 10 to 15 minutes, like some volleyball or some cricket. That was like my recharge. I played some volleyball or cricket, and my mind freshened up. And then there was 1 hour again. There was 1 hour session of study, and then I had dinner, and then there was another 3 to 4 hours of study session. At the end of the day, I made sure what I made at the end of the day I made sure, okay, what I studied doesn't go to waste. So I had a habit of just going through the pages which I studied throughout the day. And it is advised that you keep your study sessions for 4 4 4, like 3 sessions of 4 hours, or that is, or Pomodoro technique, whichever suits you. But make sure there is active learning, like 70 to 80% is active learning, not passive learning, and 20% passive is okay. Like at the end of the day, when your mind is exhausted, you can just go through the pages, but 80% should be active learning. And there is a must MCQ practice during your sessions, like 1 hour. Like for 12 hours you should have a MCQ practice of 3 hours during a day. That is very necessary thing. Like, and for MCQ you need to focus on PYQs and not PYQ, PYT, previous year topics. Make custom modules, clear your PYQs, and your GTs are important source of your preparation. Don't ignore them, don't leave them. just focus on them. Like if you give a GT, you should be thorough with the GTs, what went wrong, what is right, what are your strong topics, what are your weak topics. You need to make a small book where you can GT, where you need to note down your GT, what went wrong in GT, what are your weak subjects, what are your weak topics, and you need to be thorough with those topics by the end of the, like till your exams, so that your volatile and weak subjects are even strengthened up. And there are many topics in GTs which will be covered, so that will be helpful for your examination, very helpful, and that will give you real experience of examination. And I advise you to give GTs in web mode, and that is web mode in on your browser. Like that will give you real life examination experience. And even go for mock GTs which are taken by various institutes. And now I'll share you I did what subjects from my what source during last 3 months. So from BTR I had 3 to 5 reads of BTR. I did complete BTR for 3 to 5 times. First read will take more time, it is possible. First second read takes time, but then you will get a hang of it. And 3 to 5 reads are necessary. And there are certain things which would be like like certain things which you feel this should be more, or this is weaker, and you need to go deeper into that topic. Then those topic you need to write down in a notebook or in a BTR, in your BTR workbook itself. At the just stick a sticky note or anything. And I went through rapid revision to supplement the BTR in the following subjects: ophthalmology, ENT, orthopedics, anatomy, pathology, pharmacology. And all the major subjects were from Marrow and DAMS. Medicine was for DAMS and major subjects was from Marrow. And in BTR there is a section of integrated system. I think integrated system along with pathology, pharmacology, physiology, that will cover most of the medicine part. But I advise you to still go through the important medicine topics from your source which you did during your final year and third year. And this is possible. Okay, so as I mentioned, mindset is very important thing, and it is possible to achieve what your mind thinks. Your subconscious, the thing you like, what you fixate in your mind and in your subconscious that you want to achieve, your mind will automatically make you work for that. So you need to just what do we say, you need to have what do we say, so you need to have a goal in your mind, and then you need to feed a goal to your mind, and that will lead your mind, that will make your mind to make you work for that goal. So mindset is very important, as I mentioned various times during the video. And for microbiology I went through first aid. So first aid was also important part of my preparation throughout the MBBS years. I even referred first aid, which is a book for USMLE aspirants. It has covered various topics in concise, crisp manner, so you can go through them. It is very useful supplement. And PYQ and GTs are very important. As I said, custom modules are very important. And at the end of the day, during your examination, your mind during examination is very important. You should have adequate food, adequate sleep, and your mind should be clear during examination. If you get a question that you don't know, you need to skip that. You should have a strategy of how you should go through each section, and how much you need to attempt, for how much you can leave, how much you can do wrong, so that you get a decent rank and good marks. And you need to have good food and good sleep. And when during the examination, you don't have to panic. Keep your mind clean and go through each and every question with a calm mind, and then answer the most appropriate question. And just focus on what will, if you are a doctor, what will be the best thing as per your knowledge which you accumulated throughout the years, that will be best for patient. And approach the question as you have practiced throughout the years, and then just wait for the rank. So that was my strategy, and I secured a rank of 5521. And all the best to you for your upcoming examinations. I will be keeping you updated with my post graduation journey, if possible, if time allows. And I want to keep posting on this YouTube channel, so I started this YouTube channel. So thank you for watching my video.